Welcome back to another Zeal cigar review, and today we're on that trend of limited or kind of rare cigars, right? I just did a video on the Luciano cigars that are limited release, only so many boxes produced. So I figured I would go to another boutique cigar company that is very near and dear to my heart because we do a lot of work with these guys, and they were one of the first cigar companies that when Bradley went off on his own and started Zeal Cigars, that really put their faith and trust in Bradley as well. And we're on the process of kind of working on something with them, and you guys are going to see that here in the near future. But in the meantime, I wanted to talk about two cigars that are, I would say, kind of rare, but not to the point to where they're limited and that you can only get so many of them. And we're going to be talking about the new Esteban Carreras Soga de Oros, all next on the Zeal Cigar Review. Now, I believe the Soga de Oro means something like the rope of gold or the golden rope, right? And you can kind of see the representation in that by the cigar band, or the tobacco leaf used as the cigar band around the top here. Now, this cigar was 100% the inspiration behind the cigar that's being made for Bradley at this moment at the factory in Nicaragua, which is going to be called the Faithful Servant. 100% this was the inspiration behind it. Craig Federici came in, gave me this Soga de Oro to smoke, which I smoked it. It was incredible. And that became my inspiration. I looked at Craig and I go, Craig, I need something like this made for me. It's perfect. It's a full circle. You guys were one of the first that believed in Bradley. You're the guys I want to make this cigar. And I want it to look like this. And they're making it happen for me right now, and hopefully I'll be able to share that with you guys soon. It's just taking a little bit longer. Any of you guys that know cigars or have made cigars at factories know that sometimes this stuff just takes time. Before we get into talking more about the Soga de Oros and what's so special about those, I'm going to tell you guys about the cigar that I'm going to be smoking today, and that is the Esteban Carreras Devil's Hand Corojo. And we'll talk about what makes this all kinds of special, but you guys know what we got to do in order to tell you about this cigar. We got to cut, light, and smoke. Now, this cigar is called the Devil's Hand because the seeds that were used to grow this Corojo in Nicaragua were actually stolen from Fidel Castro, because Esteban Carreras' main blender used to work for Fidel Castro in the tobacco fields. Hence, these seeds were taken from the hand of the devil himself, Fidel Castro. Now, what you're looking at with this Devil's Hand is an Ecuadorian Corojo wrapper, Nicaraguan binders and fillers. And this thing packs a little bit of some spice and some wood on it right up front. You catch it right away, and it's a very tasty cigar. I've had quite a few of these, and I'm really excited to share it with you guys. I don't know if I have yet or not. If I have, well, enjoy learning about this cigar again. But this isn't the only cigar I want to tell you guys about. So while I smoke it down a little bit, let me actually tell you about the cigars that I have in front of me. I have a nice little sampler, and in that sampler we have first and foremost the Cashmere. Absolute smooth, really tasty Connecticut. Definitely some complexity to it, not your boring Connecticut. Very, very good. One of the few Connecticut's I'll actually go looking for every once in a while. Very, very tasty Connecticut, the Esteban Cashmere. If I remember correctly, it's an Ecuadorian Connecticut shade with mostly Nicaraguan binders and fillers. We also have the Mr. Brownstones. We have the Habano Mr. Brownstone, which is a very Cuban-esque kind of a smoking cigar, but a little bit more full-bodied than a Cuban, I would say. You're looking at an Ecuadorian Habano with Condega Jalapa fillers from Nicaragua, so these pack a little bit of some strength to them as well. And then the Mr. Brownstone Maduro, which is a Connecticut broadleaf Maduro wrapper. Man, this cigar is extremely tasty. If you've never had a Mr. Brownstone by Esteban Carreras, there's a reason they're called Mr. Brownstone. That's a nickname for something else that could also be kind of addictive. We'll just put it that way. Yeah, this Devil's Hand, black pepper, cedar, some like spicy caramel. This thing will wake you up. This should not have been my cigar choice today for my first cigar. It's definitely got a little bit of spice to it. Next in this mix of this sampler of Esteban Carreras, we have the Soga de Oro Sumatra. Now, with these Soga de Oros, both the Maduro and the Sumatra, they take the cigars and they only make 50 boxes of 50 a month of each vitola, each size. Then they age them for an entire year. And then they only release 50 boxes of 50 every month on a consistent basis. So what's really cool about this cigar is in a way it's kind of limited, but it's not limited in the way of it's only so many made and that's it. They're just more rare. They're harder to get a hold of at times because they only make so many and they only put so many out a month, which is super cool. Now, both cigars are a little bit different. The Sumatra is an Ecuadorian Sumatran wrapper, which I believe is already aged 3 years before Esteban then ages it for an extra year, right? And I would say it's a more medium cigar. It's got some nice spice to it, a little bit of light cocoa, some creaminess. It's a really, really tasty cigar. Very fun to smoke with a cup of coffee, especially if you get some beans from Sumatra as well. Then we have the Soga de Oro Maduro, a Mexican San Andrés box-pressed wrapper. Super tasty cigar, a little bit dirty, a little bit earthy, some mineral notes, some rich dark cocoa, espresso. I really like this cigar. It's definitely a fuller bodied, more Maduro smoker cigar. Very, very tasty cigar. Both of those are incredible. And then again with these with this sampler, because it's got some kind of unique and limited stuff in it, you know, toss in some limited and unique numbered 1 through 40 Zeal Cigar Cowboy Hat cigar rests. Might come with that. Back to the Devil's Hand though. Black pepper, wood, little bit of some nuttiness. But yeah, it definitely smacks your mouth around right at the beginning. So we're gonna smoke this down a little bit. I'll come let you know how it opens up. And whether it lightens up a little bit, or just keeps punching you in the face. Alright, so we're back here with the getting into the almost into the final third of the Devil's Hand here by Esteban Carreras, the Corojo. They also have a Maduro of this cigar. I'll be really honest though, I much prefer the Corojo version of the cigar. It's super tasty. The black pepper does wean off a little bit as you get into the second third, smooths out. You get a little bit of some roasted nuts, and then a little bit of like some caramel spice. And then that black pepper comes in and out as you continue to smoke the cigar. It's a very tasty cigar, but it's definitely got a little bit of a sneaky kind of a kick to it. So not necessarily one that I would say is a early smoke approved for somebody that's a little bit more sensitive to a stronger cigar or something that's a little bit more full bodied. Even though it doesn't look like it would be, it smokes more medium to full. Easy draw, generous smoke output. I mean, I've always been a huge fan of Esteban Carreras cigars, especially as it pertains to a good boutique company. Big fan of Esteban Carreras. I like this cigar a lot. My favorite out of everything on the table, though, man, it's got to be between the Soga de Oro. Sumatra is really good, but man, that Mr. Brownstone Maduro is one of the best cigars on the planet. It really is. If you've never smoked the Mr. Brownstone Maduro, do yourself a favor and try that cigar. Or try the whole sampler and get a cowboy hat. And with that, guys, I gotta get back to work. Peace.